All my memories gather round her, modest lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eye, country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. Good memories and huge admiration for home fill the score sheet of this song popularized by the John Denver. One can only surmise how a person builds his life deeply ingrained in a place he grew to love, admire, and care throughout his life. Kids scramble to school, buses to go home every afternoon, and every person would dive deep against traffic to get the comfort and security of one's home. But what happens when a home is a place you can never be with again? Mabuhay! I am Mikey Maruhom and I am from the Philippines. The island of Mindanao in the Philippines has been a stronghold of the Muslim Filipinos and was not subdued completely by Spain even after its 333 years of colonial rule in the islands. The United States came to pacify the Moro people, an alternate term for the Muslim Filipinos, during its administration of the Philippine Islands as an American territory by giving them rights and privileges that respected their centuries old traditions and culture. The Moros came to be overly zealous of their clans, and protecting it came with the concept of honor, dignity, and prestige. Today, an offense against the clan comes with a great price. Besides the disturbance brought about by rebellion and religious extremism in some parts of Mindanao, the tradition of Rido has continued to plague and deter the peaceful exercise of living in Muslim Mindanao, now composed of 5 provinces and the adjacent communities around it. Rido, or feuding between families and clans, is defined by the Asia Foundation as a conflict characterized by sporadic outbursts of retaliatory violence between families and kinship groups, as well as between communities. It can occur in areas where government or central authority is weak and in areas where there is perceived lack of justice and security. Rido, as a form of armed violence, has caused massive events that elicited or affected rather the everyday lives of the Moros. A study conducted by the University of Birmingham in Australia stated that internal displacement, loss of lives and livelihood, destruction of property, and community were one or major events that affected the lives of the residents in the area. Furthermore, the local governments are burdened to assist in settling in the resolution of the cases of Rido because internal revenue allotments of the towns were used to pay blood debts and indemnities that came out of Rido. The communities that suffer Rido, and it affects the heart of society itself, family. Families are being displaced, torn apart, and even dismembered because of the effects of Rido. Children and the youth carry a huge burden of being the inheritors of this unsettling and very bloody cycle of violence. An article showed that people affected by Rido eventually neglect the education of their children, end up buying weapons, and eventually running away from their homes. While the Moro people of the Philippines continue to be proud of their culture, but culture as a way of life should not prevail over community harmony and the sanctity of life. Most of the settlement procedures that are being practiced by now are only being participated by traditional leaders and of the government officials. But one sector remains untapped as of today, and that is the youth sector. In organizing a Youth Against Rido Summit, the youth can effectively create, propose, and even improve existing anti-Rido mechanisms and preventive actions that might not have been exercised by the traditional and government leaders. As promising change makers, the youth should be given a role in dealing with a problem that they will surely inherit from today, making them effective leaders and enticing that youth and a person is the one never too young to lead. While the road to peace is difficult, everyone has something to contribute in a unique and revolutionary way. The youth, young as they may be, have the ideals to come up with ideas that are known as revolutionary and unique. A strong community works together as one family. As Walt Disney's Lilo and Stitch proudly spread the idea, Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind. Young individuals may compose the youth, but one should never judge by age nor experience because one is never too young to lead.